This is a presentation about cross-elasticity of demand. The cross-elasticity of demand is the only elasticity in the syllabus that involves two goods. We can call them good A and good B. Now these two goods have to have a relationship with each other for there to be a cross-elasticity. They can either be related as substitutes of each other or as complements. Substitutes are two products that we can use instead of one another, such as tea or coffee. Complements are two products that we use with each other. Now, let's look first of all at substitutes. We've already said that substitutes are goods that can be used instead of one another, so tea can be seen as a substitute for coffee. Complements are goods which are used together, so tennis rackets are used with tennis balls, and these two are complements of each other. So now that we understand the meaning of the words substitutes and complements, let's look at how the cross-elasticity of demand for substitutes works. If we take tea and coffee as our two substitute products, if the price of tea goes up, some people could be expected to switch over to drinking coffee, and so the quantity of demanded of coffee would also be expected to go up, and vice versa. If the price of tea went down, people would switch away from coffee, and so the quantity of demanded of coffee would go down. Either way, this would lead to a positive cross-elasticity of demand between tea and coffee. So we can tell if two products are substitutes of one another if they have a positive cross-elasticity of demand. On the other hand, if we look at two products which are complements, such as tennis balls and tennis rackets, we may expect that if the price of tennis balls goes up, the quantity demanded of tennis rackets would go down, and vice versa. Either way, this would lead to a negative cross-elasticity of demand for two products which are complements of each other. So we can tell when we are dealing with complements by looking at the sign of the cross-elasticity, which will be negative. Finally, we have to remember something about the size of the cross-elasticity of demand. We've already said that products can either be complements of each other or substitutes, and this determines whether the sign of their cross-elasticity is positive or negative. But the size, that is to say whether the cross-elasticity is less than 1 or greater than 1, tells us whether the two products are weak complements or substitutes of each other, or strong complements or substitutes of each other. In other words, by looking at the size of the cross-elasticity of demand, we see how closely related the two products are, as either complements or as substitutes.